Good morning, WGTV today, and it's
Friday,
Friday,
November the 30th.
That's exactly right. Friday, November 30th. Thank you for being with us. I'm Wayne Alley, the guy with a bad memory.
And I'm Kim Best, today the one with a good memory.
There you go.
Who knows what will happen tomorrow?
I'm telling you, what a great day. Weather's fantastic. It'll be a nice day to have a parade.
It's a good thing because there's quite a few this weekend.
Oh boy, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, right?
Surprise!
Like 3 tomorrow?
3 tomorrow.
Wow, okay. That's great.
Yeah.
November 30th, last day of the month. That means 11/12ths of the year will be over at the end of today.
My goodness.
Speaking fractionally, of course.
Of course. How else is there? Who's on today's show?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. On today's program, on November 30th, we have, well, you talked with Paige Leonard about Crime Stoppers. So Paige's going to be with us. She's coordinator with Crime Stoppers. Also, Donna Phillips, the director of the Goldsboro Wayne County Public Library, is going to be with us. Also, WAYCO hams will be featured today in our Why Wayne Works segment. And the Red Cross, I talked with Chuck Allen,
I think that's Chuck Waller.
Chuck Waller here a while back. and we talked to Chuck about the Red Cross and about the help that the Red Cross needs right now. Particularly.
Wonderful.
So that's today's program.
It's a full
day, yeah. For a Friday, it's going to be a great show.
It is. So, Wayne, yesterday we had the big sneeze on the show.
We did, and I lost it. I did indeed. So
it happens.
So I was fortunate enough to be given some information about sneezing.
And that's what we need to know. You know, when you're on a live show, you just can't always control it. It happens, it happens. And tell us why we sneeze, Wayne.
Well, according to the information I have here, Dr. Neil Kao, K-A-O, he's a medical doctor, an MD, he says the sneezes start in your nerves.
Interesting.
Not like this. Achoo. No, they don't start like that. Sneezes start in your nerves, and he is an allergy and an asthma specialist at the Allergic Disease and Asthma Center in Greenville, South Carolina. He says everyone's nervous system is basically wired the same way. The doctor explains, signals traveling along nerves can take slightly different paths to and from the brain. First of all, you have to have a brain. Yeah. So if you sneeze, that's a good sign. And anyway, the different paths, and that results in different sneeze scenarios from person to person. The doctor says it's a nerve transmission that tells your brain something is in your nose that needs to come out.
There you go. Keep going.
No.
Just keep going.
I'm not going to go. Well, okay. All right.
Don't go there.
All right. Anyway, there's more. Sneezing helps keep your body safe. This is a good thing. Sneezing, the doctor says sneezing is an important part of the immune process, helping to keep us healthy and sniffle-free. That's good. If you're sniffle-free, that's a good thing.
There's a couple more interesting facts about sneezes.
Indeed. Sneezes are speedy. Sneezes travel up to 100 miles an hour.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. That is fast. That's according to Patty Wood. She is author of Success Signals, Understanding Body Language. She adds that a single sneeze can send as many as 100,000 germs into the air. Wow.
Uh-oh.
All right. Plucking your eyebrows may make you sneeze because that sets off a nerve in your face that supplies your nasal passages, and as a result of plucking your eyebrows, you may sneeze.
Does that happen to you often?
Oh, all the time.
I figured it might.
Okay. Also, when you sleep,
Your sneeze is sleep?
Your sneeze
I heard about
is
that.
sleep. You don't sneeze in your sleep.
That's hard
if you're
to say.
sneezing, it means you're not asleep.
Sneeze in your sleep.
So if you sneeze, you're awake. Okay?
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
You're just here to help.
Dr. Cowell says exercise can make you sneeze. You hyperventilate when you're overexerted, and as a result, your nose and your mouth start to dry up, so your nose reacts by starting to drip.
How about the sunshine?
Making you sneeze. Sunshine, I've heard
that.
that.
When I walk out in the sun, in the bright sunshine, sometimes it'll cause me to sneeze.
Bright sunshine causes 1 out of 3 people to sneeze. 1 out of 3. The light sneezers are called photics, from the Greek meaning light. And in fact, light sensitivity is an inherited trait. Just one more thing we can blame on our parents.
Well, thank you, Mom.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Also, the longest sneezing spree, someone sneezed for 978 days.
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
It does. That's over 2 years. That was a record set by a lady by the name of Donna Griffiths of Worcestershire, England.
That is not a record I would like to try to break
I know.
or hold that
I
title.
know. It's according to background information on the Library of Congress's website, so you know that's real. 978 days. Also, let's see here, the iguana, among many other things, the iguanas sneeze more often than and more productively than any other animal, according to Wood's research. Yeah,
How odd is that?
Sneezes more than any other animal. Sneezing is how they rid their bodies of certain salts that are normal byproducts of their digestive process.
So we've just done an entire 3 minutes on sneezing. We hope you learned something. Wake up, wake up. Okay, it's Friday. What else do we have happening?
How do you stop a sneeze?
How do you?
Well, some people go.
Does that work?
No. No. It's not foolproof, it says here. Try breathing through your mouth and pinching the end of your nose. Maybe it does work.
Breathing through your mouth and pinching the end of your nose.
I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, It says here maybe that works.
Well, that's good to know.
So we just wasted a whole 3+ minutes on sneezing.
Yes, we did. No, some of it was interesting.
I guess it was, especially the thing about iguanas. I had no idea iguanas even sneeze.
Me either. How interesting.
Of course, now, if you ever thought about buying an iguana, don't let that stop you. They sneeze cleanly.
Oh, my goodness. Tonight is the turkey shoot at the American Legion. We're moving on.
Okay.
At 7 p.m. out on Highway 117.
Yeah.
That starts tonight at 7 p.m. Breakfast in the morning at the Boys and Girls Club, 7 a.m. We want to see you there.
That is great. They do a fantastic job. They've been doing this for years.
Yes, they have. That's one of their big fundraisers, so they really need the community to step up, as we always do, and eat a few pancakes. Well, Saturday morning, 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know how long it lasts, but I know it starts at 7 at the Boys and Girls Club.
It doesn't matter, as long as you're there a little after 7.
There you go.
And then eat until they run you off.
Oh, goodness. Today at 2 is the Senior Center. It's their opening, their open house. Yeah, that starts at 2 p.m.
Grand opening or open house.
That's right, open to the public.
Yeah, that's right. So this time, if you're under 60 years of age, you can go.
That's right.
And you will enjoy it, and you will not want to leave. That is a great, every time I go by that place, the parking lot's full.
I know, and I've seen, and the bus drops people off there as well.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Is that the Gateway bus?
Yes, the Gateway bus.
Thought. The Gateway bus.
Yeah, Gateway. One of our transit system here in Wayne County, Goldsboro, Wayne County. It's a great system too.
And you rode that not long ago, and that was hilarious, by the way.
It was great. Did you see that?
I saw it.
It was funny. It was fun too, by the way. I really enjoyed that.
Speaking of you having fun,
yes.
Do you know that I still have people stop me on the street and say their favorite show is when we went to the Hay Maze? I can't tell you how many times over the last few days I've heard it again.
Now, that was a very serious thing for me.
It was very serious, but I certainly do hear that a lot.
Well, that was fun.
That was
fun. And
well, Scott Barnard out at Goldsboro Parks and Recs, the director, he does a great job of coming up with unusual ideas and bringing really neat things to our community. And we had a good time. We enjoyed it, didn't we?
I had a ball. It was a lot of fun. And, I can't wait till Scott comes up with something else. But,
oh, yes.
But stay tuned to WGTV today, because we're going to continually be doing things.
We are, in our community.
In the community. That's right.
It's just showing you little things that are happening. We try to have a little fun with it and get out in the community and showcase from one side of the county to the other. And, of course, right here in the city.
And right here in the city.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what we're here to do, share information with you.
And have a good time.
And have a good time and laugh a little.
That's right.
Everybody should laugh at least once a day.
Oh, boy.
That's my dose of medicine. You have to do it.
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't either.
I don't have a problem with that. That is good medicine.
That's right. Well, let's hear from CrimeStoppers from PAIGE Learner. How about that?
You know what?
And see what the crime of the week is. PAIGE comes on every week and shares information about what's happened at the police department. And we're asking the community to help us solve these crimes.
Also in this segment, we're going to hear from Donna PHILLIPS of the
right.
Wayne County, Goldsboro Wayne County Public Library as well. So PAIGE and Donna here on WGTV today.
Hi, WGTV. I'm Kim Best, your host. Joining me today is PAIGE Learner. She is the coordinator for CrimeStoppers. She is here today to share information about a local crime.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paige.
Yes.
So what has happened recently?
Well, we need the public's help. We had a robbery in the middle of the day. It was actually Tuesday, November 27th, 10:30 in the morning at the WAYCO Hess, which is in the 400 block of East New Hope Road. At 10:30 in the morning, we had a clerk working in there by themselves, and a masked subject came in, held the clerk at gunpoint and robbed the clerk. Was able to get away, and I wanted to kind of give them a description of the suspect and ask for the public's help if they were in that area on Tuesday, November 27th.
Tuesday, November 27th.
About 10:30 in the morning. We need the public's help.
Do we have a description of a car or of the individual?
Not of a car, but we do of an individual.
Okay.
It's not much, but it's what we can give them. We can describe it as a male, approximately 6 foot, wearing a dark hooded jacket, light colored pants, and gloves.
Okay, and that was Tuesday morning, November
27th.
27th, 10:30 in the morning. And tell
Yes.
us one more time where the location was.
That was at actually 420 East New Hope Road, which is the WAYCO Hess gas station.
Okay, if you were in the area or if you have seen anything on Tuesday, November 27th, 10:30 in the morning by WAYCO Hess, please give us a call. Call Crime Stoppers. The number is right behind us. We need your help to solve this crime and to put this one to rest. Thank you, Paige.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate your help.
Thank you.
Today we're talking with Donna Phillips. Donna is the director of the Wayne County Public Library. Hello.
Hello, Wayne. How are you?
I'm great. I'm
Good.
so glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We want to talk about today. Well, there's so many things we can talk about in the library. All these books.
I know.
I know. We can talk about, but we want to talk about the survey.
Yes.
There's a survey going about, or went about, or is about.
Right.
What's it about?
Okay. Well, let me tell you, Wayne. Right now, the library is participating in a strategic planning process, and this process will really guide the work that the library does for the next 3 to 5 years. And so we want to poll the public and to find out what library services we currently offer that they're pleased about, and if there are things that we are not doing that the public would like for us to do, we want to know that too.
All right.
So you can find the survey on the library's website at wcpl.org, or if you prefer a printed copy, you can come in to any of our library locations, and on all of our service desks we have the survey forms available in both English and Spanish. And we would love it if the public, both library users and non-library users, would take the time to give us their feedback on that survey.
All right, and again, you hope to accomplish what the public feels they need from this survey.
Exactly.
I cannot imagine anything else that you could possibly need at the Wayne County Public Library. You have everything there.
Well, libraries have changed and are continuing to change.
Yeah.
And so, when you and I grew up a long time ago using the public library, books were in the library and
Right.
magazines and newspapers, but oh boy, have things changed. And so now, in addition to all those print resources, we have electronic resources, and every day it seems like there's more and more that can become available in a public library, and we just want to hear from the public and find out what services they would like to have.
All right. Now, already you mentioned the books, and you have the electronic media, and just all kinds of things at our Wayne County Public Library. Not only here, but the branches as well.
That's right.
Mount Olive, and Fremont,
Pikeville.
and Pikeville. In your mind, what would you like to see at the Wayne County Public Library, in addition to what's not there now?
Well, in addition to the resources that are already named, we do many programming activities in our library, and primarily the majority of our programs are for children and young families, but we also conduct programming for teenagers, and so we would like to hear from senior adults and all citizens in Wayne County, because we feel like there are more programming opportunities. One of the roles of a public library in a community is to give a forum, a place for people to come that's neutral in a community,
Right.
to share and exchange ideas, to learn from one another. And really, when people gather and talk in a place such as the public library, they learn that all of us are really more alike than we are different.
Yes. I see people from time to time when I'm in the library, I see people just sitting at tables and at chairs, relaxing, reading a book, reading a newspaper, a magazine, and you have, of course, newspapers and magazines. You also have a historical room as well.
We do. We have a local history room, and there are collections of materials on North Carolina, and we have quite a large group of genealogists from Wayne County and surrounding counties that come and use our resources.
I was going to mention you do have resources for other counties, not only Wayne. Now, of course, we're interested mostly in the history of Wayne County, but for someone who may be from a surrounding county, perhaps even further away. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, several years ago, my grandparents, who were from Stokes County, up north of Winston-Salem, I went in and found some information on Stokes County years ago in the history room.
Wonderful.
And it was wonderful.
Good,
exactly.
Good. And we have a local history librarian. Jennifer Sabai is her name. And Jennifer is happy to help anyone who is beginning a genealogical search, or maybe is a little more experienced and just wants a little help here or there. She is delighted to help anyone who's looking for that sort of information.
You know, that's so much fun nowadays. People want to know about their families, from where they came. They want to know the family's history and background, and perhaps even they want to find some long-lost relatives.
That's right.
And they can do that starting with the history room.
All at the Wayne County Public Library.
Wow. Now, are there any plans for growth in the library? What does the library need right now, aside from what you're looking for from this survey?
Well, Wayne, I think it would be fair to say in almost all of our, in all of our library locations, not almost all of our library locations, we are overcrowded. You can see that if you come in. We have one large meeting room in the Goldsboro Library. There is no large meeting room in the other library locations, so we're excited about the Steele Memorial Building project that will be coming. But we have real space issues. Our community asks all the time for both small room meeting space for 1 or 2 folks to gather and work together, as well as the larger meeting spaces for programming. Sometimes when the library is filled with people, because of the nature of the way people work now, younger generations are working more cooperatively. They talk more about when they're working on a project. So they talk and they need to be a little bit louder. So the challenge for us is to balance the need of all of our community members. So for example, an older person who wants to sit quietly and read the newspaper may be a little disturbed by a group of teenagers who are working in a project that requires them to engage with one another vocally. So if we had meeting rooms where groups could gather in 5 to 6, that would certainly help. Always, always, always have the need for growing collections as our public demands more. So part of the strategic planning process will give us an opportunity to compare ourselves to other libraries in surrounding locations that are similar to us. And so we can see how many books per capita, for example, we have in our collection in comparison to other libraries.
I want to mention and make one point to go back to what you said a moment ago about perhaps there may be a senior sitting there trying to study or read, and there's a group of youngsters who may be a bit loud. You know, that works the other way around as well. I've seen some pretty rowdy seniors interrupt and disturb some youngsters trying to study. So seniors, hold it down out there when you go to the library. Act your age.
Oh,
okay, anyway, aside from all that, Wayne County Public Library, for those who do not know, if you're new to the area, is on East Ash Street, conveniently located and tons of parking, but I've seen that parking lot absolutely full.
Parking lot is very full sometimes.
It is indeed, but I highly recommend the library because that's where you learn things. That's where you go to read. And it's not that it's where you can go voluntarily to learn, and sometimes that's a lot more fun.
Public libraries are known as the People's University.
Yes, yes indeed they are, and we have a very fine library here in Wayne County. And Steele Memorial, how are we doing on that?
Well, Wayne, where we are right now is it's my understanding that the architects are preparing a presentation. We're waiting for the new commissioners to be seated, and then once that takes place, I believe a presentation will be made to the commissioners in preparation for the library project to go out to bid. So we have all of our fingers crossed that we will move forward soon.
That's very exciting because that's going to be a beautiful library.
Beautiful.
Our new Mount Olive Library right in the middle of downtown Mount Olive, Steel Memorial. A wonderful library. Our director of the Wayne County Public Library is Donna Phillips. And Donna, if anyone has any questions about our library or any of the satellite libraries, how would they contact you or the library?
Okay, you can reach me at the library by calling 735-1824, and we will be happy to assist you.
735-1824. And let me also very quickly add that you have an amazing staff out there.
Thank you. I agree
You really
wholeheartedly.
do. Yeah, it is a wonderful staff. Also in the children's department, they have an enormous children's department. And there are fun classes. You have something for toddlers and for infants and for youngsters and on up.
We really try to encourage parents to read to their children right from the start, Wayne, really before they're born, but certainly when they arrive. And so you're exactly right. We have programs from lap sit programs for 6 months and up, all the way up to school-age children.
Right.
Something all the time.
You know, I could just go on and talk about how great the library is, but see for yourself. And if you have any questions, 735-1824, but go on to the library and check it out.
Check us out.
Donna Phillips, Director of the Wayne County Public Library, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Wayne.
I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. We're back on WGTV today. That's Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us.
That's right. You know, I was looking recently at one of the posters that we had here in the studio, and one of our local guys, Nicholas Cole,
Yes.
he is performing a night of jazz music at the Paramount Theater coming up.
Really?
He is. You know, we interviewed him and spoke with him, I believe it was at the Arts Council.
At the Arts Council on John Street.
That's right, Jazz on John.
That's right, the Jazz on John.
Well, he's having a whole concert. It's called A Very Jazzy Christmas, and tickets are $25 for adults. For youth ages 7 to 16, $12.50 are the tickets, and underage 7, of course, are free. It's at the Paramount Theater Saturday, December the 22nd at 8 p.m. That's an unusual time. Usually things start at 7 or 7:30, so it's at 8 p.m.
Right, this is at 8 p.m. at the Paramount, and this is going to be, this guy is
He is amazing.
talented. He is amazing. Does it say who the,
Ta-da!
let's see, who's going to be the host that evening? Who'll be the master of ceremonies? Does it say?
It does not say.
Oh.
Why, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am so excited.
So Wayne and Nicholas.
That's right. That's
He
right.
is phenomenal, though.
He is that. He is so talented.
So that's the 22nd, right before
22nd.
Christmas.
That's right. That's right.
So
3
if
days
you're-
before Christmas on the 22nd. That's
So
a
if you need
Saturday.
something to make you feel in the spirit or want to do something great with your family, go see Nicholas Cole and friends at A
That's
Very Jazzy Christmas.
It's going to be a very jazzy Christmas at the Paramount on the 22nd. I can't
That's
wait.
right.
I'm going to be your host that evening, and
right.
I'm so excited.
That's great. Oh, we're excited for you.
Woo!
That's right.
All right. Okay, today, the 30th, the last day of the month of November, and that means tomorrow's not. Tomorrow's another day.
December 1st would be.
Oh, that's right.
What tomorrow would be.
Loaded with Christmas parades and all that stuff. Speaking of
Yes.
Christmas,
Speaking of
you know, there is a Christmas
tradition.
tradition, story, whatever, about mistletoe. And what
Yes.
you gather mistletoe, and you hang it in a doorway or hang it in your home somewhere during the holidays. And,
And why do you do that, Wayne?
well, so you can kiss someone.
Okay.
And the idea is that kissing under the mistletoe is first found associated with the Greek festival of Saturnalia, later with primitive marriage rites. Now, it says here, let's see, I'm not making this up.
He's not making it up.
I'm
We
not making it
promise.
up, and I'm having to read this because I didn't know this.
Let's
Goes
see.
goes on to say they probably originated from two beliefs. One belief was that it has power to bestow fertility.
The
It al-
mistletoe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kissing under the
Oh,
mistletoe.
okay, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was also believed that the The dung from which the mistletoe would also possess life-giving power.
The what?
The dung
Okay.
from which the mistletoe would also possess life-giving power. Sounds like a word is left out there. It
I think
probably
so,
was,
too.
but that's okay. I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to say dung anymore.
Moving on.
Anyway, in Scandinavia, mistletoe is considered a plant of peace, under which enemies could declare a truce or warring spouses would kiss and make up. Later, the 18th century English credited with a certain magical appeal called a kissing ball. At Christmas time, a young lady standing under a ball of mistletoe, brightly trimmed with evergreens, ribbons, and ornaments, cannot refuse to be kissed. Such a kiss could mean deep romance or lasting friendship and goodwill. If the girl remained unkissed, she cannot expect not to marry the following year. I know.
Just keep on going.
Okay.
It's too much thought.
There is, I know, really, it is very confusing. Anyway, find mistletoe and make good use of it. But don't eat it because it is
No,
a
it is
poisonous
poisonous.
plant. It is. Then we have our evergreen wreaths.
Yes, tell us about
Let's
those.
talk about wreaths here very
Please
quickly.
do.
Wreaths at Christmas time are a familiar sight on doors, above fireplaces, and on homes. Wreaths have been in use for many hundreds of years, even before the birth of Christ. Many historians believe that the first wreaths date back to the Persian Empire, when royalty and members of the upper class wore diadems or fabric headbands adorned with jewels. They were adorned with jewels, they were. Other cultures would later become fascinated with this tradition, picking it up and adapting it for themselves. Now, the Egyptian, Chinese, and Hebrew cultures were known to have used evergreen branches as a symbol of eternal life, because the conifer trees, conifer meaning from the word cone, pines and that sort of thing, conifer trees stayed green throughout the winter months. After the birth of Christ, the Christmas wreath made of evergreen branches came to symbolize the triumph of life over the long winter months. The Advent wreath also became a popular holiday tradition after the birth of Christ. This decoration was usually placed flat on a table and was used to count down the 4 weeks immediately preceding Christmas. Traditionally, the wreath was constructed with 4 candles in a circle and 1 candle in the middle. It's also believed that Europeans also used wreaths on their doors to represent their family identity, much like a family crest. These wreaths were made from products grown in their own gardens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I once made a wreath made of a tomato. It says here like grapevines and fresh flowers and other produce.
So you can, I guess they could design them.
They designed them, yeah.
To reflect whatever their family was.
Actually, on a serious note, my mother had a flower shop at one time, and she loved taking grapevines and making wreaths out of them. And that's a very popular thing to do.
Through the years, it certainly has been.
The crafting of these wreaths was a family ritual that followed the same general pattern year after year. So there you go. A little bit of history about Christmas wreaths. That's right.
You're going to hear little bits of information about why we've done things through the years that are all holiday related.
Holiday related.
That's right. Yeah. And remember, we want to hear your traditions. Keep emailing those in.
Yeah.
We want to find out what you've done and be able to share that with the community.
Holiday related, like maxing out your credit cards.
Is that your holiday tradition?
No.
Mine either.
Okay. No. But it is for some people.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Have fun.
Well, Wayne, let's don't forget that the Mount Olive Pickle Drop.
Oh.
Yes, that's so fun. That is so fun. That is going to be, let's see.
December 31st.
Yes, it is their 14th. I was trying to see how long they've been doing it. 14th annual New Year's Eve Pickle Drop, Monday, December 31st. Let's see, at the corner of course, Cucumber and Vine in Mount Olive, at the Mount Olive Pickle Plant.
Right.
You'll see a lighted 3-foot pickle.
Whoa.
Yeah. Drop down the company's 45-foot flagpole into a perfectly preserved redwood pickle tank at precisely 7 p.m.
A perfectly preserved pickle tank.
That was hard to say. I had to be very careful. That's right. Watch the countdown of the 2012 final hour from 6 to 7 on Mount Olive's marquee. Enjoy free refreshments, including, of course, Mount Olive pickles.
Well, yeah.
Bring canned food items to benefit the food bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. and receive a chance to win a door prize.
Oh, I need a new door.
Browse the Mount Olive Pickle Company's gift shop until 7 p.m. So you have from 6 to 7 to browse,
Right.
eat some pickles,
All right.
watch the pickle drop,
Yeah.
head out.
Okay.
It's over at 7:05.
And huh?
It's over at 7:05.
It's all done at 7:05. The reason they start at 7 o'clock is because that's midnight Greenwich time, and that's why they do it that way, right?
That's exactly right.
All right. And because who wants to wait till midnight to watch the pickle drop? Not me. I'd rather see it like at 7 o'clock and then go home and go to bed.
Well, that's what they do. You get there at 6, enjoy all the little festivities. It drops down, 7:05, head home.
And it's one of the biggest events all year long in Wayne County and in eastern North Carolina.
And it's been featured in magazines across the state and across the nation, actually.
That's true. Thousands of
Food
people
magazines,
attend. Yeah.
food networks, but
Yeah.
it's just an interesting little thing that happens right there on the corner of Cucumber and Vine in Mount Olive, North Carolina.
That's right. So make that an event you will not want to miss. You want to go to this. That's at beginning about 6 p.m.
That's right.
Monday evening, the 31st. That's New Year's Eve.
That's right.
All right.
Pickle drop.
Pickle drop.
That's right.
Thousands of people. I mean, it's just.
It is a big deal.
It is a big deal. People love this thing, and they have a good time.
And it's getting bigger and bigger every year.
I know. Whee!
Well, they plan things rather well in that end of the county. They do quite well with their Mount Olive Pickle Festival as well.
That indeed they
Thousands
do.
of people
Oh,
attend
yeah.
and bring a lot of revenue to our economy.
Oh, yeah.
So who's up next on the show, Wayne?
Well, I'm glad you asked. We're running a series of Why Wayne Works. This is something that's put together by our Economic Alliance, Development Alliance folks. And Why Wayne Works is a good question, and there's great answers for it. Featured today, we're going to go over to WAYCO Hams here in Goldsboro and find out what WAYCO Hams is all about here on WGTV today.
Hi, I'm Lee Smith, Wayne County Manager, and we're here as part of a series of Why Wayne Works. And today we're here at WAYCO Ham Company. I'm here with George Worrell, and appreciate the opportunity to come in and talk to you a little bit about WAYCO Ham Company. Just real quick, how long have you guys been in business? Now, I see a lot of historical items around us, and I see a lot of years behind us. So, how long have you been in business?
It was started back in 1946, and it was actually a freezer locker rental business.
Okay.
My grandfather was the plant manager. He used to cure hams on the side using some of the freezer space, and I think as the freezer locker rental business, people started, Lowe's came to town, people started having their own stuff at home. He just continued on with the country ham.
Okay.
So, and then we became a country ham business.
Well, and looking at kind of where products from Wayne County go, who are you dealing with as far as retailing? I mean, where can you find the products?
We are, our footprint would be Southern Virginia, all of North Carolina, select markets in South Carolina.
Okay.
Harris Teeters, all the Harris Teeters up to DC and down into Georgia.
Soon to be in Goldsboro.
Soon to be in Goldsboro, yes, that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
And Piggly Wigglies and Walmart's.
Great, great. Well, looking at this series of Why Wayne Works, and we're going to be going out a little bit and taking a look at the operation and kind of in general, but in talking about why Wayne works for WAYCO Ham Company, labor force, education, why does it work for you?
I mean, we've been here for so long, and it's nice. It's a small community type feel. It's very convenient. Location wise, it's great. I mean, it's as far as our truck routes.
Okay.
We're close to 95. We're close to 40. So as far as our distribution routes, we can get to all of our store locations pretty quickly.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, the workforce has always been good to us. We've got some very loyal, employees that are all from around here, and our truck drivers are all from the Wayne County area, and they cover obviously to the Asheville and the mountains and all over. So But yeah, it's nice. And on a side note, I mean, it's from a personal standpoint, it's nice. I can be home from work and you know, in 5 minutes and on my bike and get a bike, you know, out on the country road in 10 minutes. Whereas, you know, some of my friends in bigger markets, you know, they're 30 minutes to drive home and
That's right.
another 45 minutes, you know, getting to the gym or whatever. So I mean, it's personally, it's a great size town.
Yeah. So. And I know now, speaking of transportation, the new I-795, new Highway 70 be completed in 2016, 15. Obviously, that should help with distribution and kind of speed things up. So
absolutely,
that's going to mean money.
Yes.
To be able to reduce costs, so that'd be great.
Save gas.
Yeah. A lot of partnerships. I know I see WAYCO Ham Company everywhere I go. I kind of was taken back coming in with Atlas Price used to be on the Board of Commissioners. At Christmas time, they always came to WAYCO Ham and brought product back to all of us at the courthouse. So we missed that. So now somebody I have to send Jack or somebody over here to buy it for us. But anyway, you know, we appreciate what you guys do here and appreciate WAYCO Ham Company and the partnership, because I see you guys from you know, your family and involvement in the Chamber of Commerce, and that's what it's about. It's about the partnership, and it's part of the series. That's why Wayne works, and we appreciate the opportunity to come in and see you. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
And we're back on WGTV today. Did you know?
Yes.
I knew you did. But out of Bloomington, Illinois, you're not going to believe this. Speaking of...
You're really not. So you need to sit down, take your cup of coffee, and listen up for this one.
Yeah, sit down anyway. Put your coffee down. Jennifer Rogers is her name. She heard enough jokes about poop. But the manager, she is, the manager of the Miller Park Zoo gift shop in Bloomington, Illinois, says that she does not mind those jokes because the jokes are prompted by this institution's year-old national reputation as a purveyor of unusual Christmas ornaments made from an even stranger material. You see, these ornaments are made from droppings from the zoo's own reindeer.
Yes, they are.
And sales for this holiday season begin today. Now, Roger says they hear jokes about this all the time, and they tell them back, and they tell the jokes back and forth here at the zoo. They're at the zoo, she says. But the benefit is that they have received national attention.
I bet they have.
That they have, and this is helping with sales. Now, they're on the cable network news shows, and the response was unbelievable, she says. Calls came in from all over the country. She says last year, the zoo's marketing director, a lady by the name of Susie Oley, conceived the idea of using the pellets of dried dung to make the seasonal decorations. She combined an old family memory from then zoo director John Tobias and traditional Christmas decorations involving stringing cranberries and popcorn. Around 1900 or so, that's a while back, John had an Irish grandmother, and she would take chocolate drops and sprinkle those on the ground so the kids could see that reindeer had actually been there. Well, you know, that makes sense. You know, she's trying to, you know, keep the kids interested in, you know, oh, look, a reindeer came through here. You know, okay. That evolved into an idea of making ornaments as a fundraiser for the zoo, using wire and beads and some previously dried reindeer dung. Volunteers...
Or droppings.
Or droppings. I
like that word.
Droppings, we should say. Volunteers craft ornaments that are sold for $5 each in the zoo's gift shop. Proceeds go to the Zoological Society to help with expenses. Now, the droppings are dehydrated and placed in an autoclave to ensure they satisfy local health requirements. And
I
then
would hope so.
each ornament is hand drilled and painted.
Wow.
Last year, is that all you can say?
I just don't even know what to say to that.
Last year, the zoo couldn't keep the ornaments in stock. They sold so quickly. Lines formed before the gift shop even opened. The phone was ringing off the hook, and the email boxes were filling up with requests. The waiting list went well past 100. The story goes that she says, Olay says, we didn't anticipate the response. The Associated Press picked up the story from the Pantograph, and it just took off. Rogers, the zookeeper, says the zoo staff expects the demand to be even higher again this year. She says we're not sure because we had the national exposure last year, and so it's hard to predict what this year will bring without that exposure. But we've already had people in the gift shop asking for them. They were there was actually a lady from California who came by because she was in the area. Gee, I just happened to be in Illinois, so I thought I'd stop by and look for some poop. Olay said,
droppings.
Or droppings. Said that she hopes to manufacture about 2,000 ornaments for this season and estimates it will take about 300 person hours to volunteer work to accomplish that goal of making all those Christmas ornaments out of the
Reindeer droppings.
Reindeer droppings. I'm not going to say dung.
Okay.
I won't say dung.
Well, number one,
Dung
yes,
is out of my vocabulary altogether. I'm not even going to say
she's
dung.
being creative.
Well, that's good.
They're working on bringing up revenue and funds for the zoo. I get all that.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you that they are actually following procedure to dehydrate and
Healthify.
healthify the droppings.
Made that up.
Oh, we know. And then she paints them and sells them to the public, so you can be excited to have reindeer droppings on your tree.
Oh boy, or around your neck, Can you?
Alrighty then.
Okay, or on your tree is where it actually goes.
Yeah, it goes on your tree.
Just don't hang it in the doorway.
I don't think she said she was making jewelry.
No.
She said she was making ornaments.
Oh yeah, that's right. She wasn't making. She
yeah.
was making ornaments.
There you go.
There you go. And
all the things that we find.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It
Look
is.
at what you've learned today.
Go figure.
I know. Go figure.
So the next time you visit, where was it?
Bloomington, Illinois. Yeah, the zoo there at Bloomington.
All right.
Today is Computer Security Day.
What's that mean exactly?
A time to remember to protect your computers, please, your programs, and of course the date on your computer at home and at work. That's very important.
What, to make sure it's right?
Make sure it's right. Make sure that things are not getting out of hand there on your computer. So protect your computer, and that is very important. I'm very serious about that.
Oh yes.
Because this day and time, you wouldn't believe. In fact,
this time of year,
I'm
sure there'll be a lot of identity theft.
Any computer that has a security software on it, if you knew how many times every day
someone's trying to break
into your computer, you'd be astounded at that.
Yes.
Today's also National Mooseless Day, a day to just let your hair do its own thing.
Oh, that kind of moose.
That kind of moose.
Not the animal moose.
Today is Hey Rocky. Anyway, today is also Independence Day in Barbados.
Good
Happy
to know.
day, yes. Today, Charlie Chaplin made his screen debut in Max Sennett's short film Making a Living. Charlie Chaplin, very funny man. Douglas Edwards and the news. CBS replayed Douglas Edwards in the news this day, 1956, 3 hours after it was received on the West Coast, thereby making it the world's first broadcast by videotape. It broadcast here, and then 3 hours later, broadcast 3 years later on the West Coast. That was 1956. Which to some people was not that long ago, considering how far we've come in just a short amount of time. A lady by the name of Marva Drew in Waterloo, Iowa, completed typing from 1 to 1 million on her manual typewriter. It took her 6 years and 2,473 sheets of paper to type from 1.
Did she have a reason for that?
No.
No.
She just started typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 999,999.
Okay.
Okay. All right. She went to 1 million. 6 years. Michael Jackson's Thriller, one of the most popular albums of all time, released this day, 1982. 1 year later, Radio Shack introduced the Tandy, Model 2000. And Los Angeles sanitation truck driver protesting unsafe trucks and job stress dumped 10 tons of garbage on the streets in front of City Hall in L.A. this day, 1990. What you got?
Well, how about that? How about that?
Beat that.
I want to remind you about
Yes.
the Battle of Goldsboro Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
That is happening December 14th and 15th. Let's see, it's 150th anniversary reenactment. Let's see, visit Goldsboro Battlefield Bridge. It's a step back in time and take a walk in the footsteps of history. Come see where 15,000 soldiers fought a desperate battle in December of 1862.
Yeah.
The reenactment schedule, it will be Saturday, December 15th. It'll start at 8. It doesn't say a.m. or p.m. I'm assuming that's a.m.
Probably.
Yes. 8 a.m. They'll have, oh my goodness, the battlefield will open to the public. Then by 10, the camps will open to the public because they'll have camps set up that showcase various things that were happening in those times. It lasts until 5 p.m. And on Sunday, it starts at 8 a.m. again, lasts till 5 p.m. So go out. That's out on past on 117.
You take
Left
117 bypass to Marmac.
Yes.
There with the Burger King
Yes.
and Bojangles. You turn left there.
Yes,
Turn
you
left
do. Is that
if
Old
you're
Mount
going
Olive
south.
Highway?
It's Old Mount Olive
Yes.
Highway, and you go down about 100 yards. It's on your left.
Yes,
Can't
right
miss
there.
It is a fantastic place to visit.
It really is. And
Fantastic.
you would be surprised by how real their reenactment is. I mean, their outfits that they dress in and everything that they use to recreate is top notch.
And they're there all night. They bivouac, they cook,
Yes.
they live the part.
They do, absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at who's up next. Oh, yeah, we talked
Yes,
to Chuck
Red
Waller
Cross.
of the Red Cross here just a few days ago, and this is what Chuck had to say on WGTV today. Today we're in the office of the Red Cross here in Wayne County. The Wayne County Red Cross is at 600 North George Street with Executive Director Chuck Waller. And Chuck's always great to see you.
Good to see you. Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate you letting us come in the building. Thank you very much, sir. You know, Chuck, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it seems that every time anybody thinks of disaster, they think of you and the Red Cross.
Well, I hope so.
Of course, there's a reason for that. That's because Red Cross is all about disaster and helping people.
Right.
Helping people and saving lives.
That's correct.
And that's what you do in so many different ways.
We do. Whether it's a single family fire, whether it's a child that needs blood, whether it's a grandparent that needs CPR first aid. You know, thanks to the good people in Wayne County that support us, we're able to be there when folks need us.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's not only in Wayne County, but National Red Cross will call you guys whenever there's a national emergency,
Right.
as is the case now with the Hurricane Sandy aftermath in the Northeast.
Right.
What are you doing there?
We do get calls. Well, Red Cross right now, Wayne, has about 7,500 people on the ground up there working just as hard as they can work. Every piece of equipment that we have, all 323 of our mobile feeding units are on the ground. Our big fixed kitchens are up there. Everything we got has been put in play, and we're working very hard to feed and shelter and give out the things those folks need, like blankets and sweatshirts and hats and bottled water and, you know, whatever those needs happen to be from community to community. I read something this morning that we'd already served 5.7 million meals and snacks already. So, and we're still on the ground, and we'll be there as long as they need us, and we can only be there as long as people continue to support us.
Now, that's a lot of meals, that's a lot of people helping.
That's right.
And that includes, of course, personnel from right here in Wayne County.
Right. We've got some 37 volunteers and staff from Eastern North Carolina have been deployed. Our emergency response vehicle is up in New York. I got a picture of it earlier in the week, and it had about a foot of snow on it. So they're up there on the ground delivering meals in the snow, just doing whatever it takes and anything that we can do to help those folks.
The emergency response vehicle is known as the IRV.
It's the IRV.
And that's the big truck out of which they serve meals.
They serve meals. They do a lot of bulk distribution out of there too. When they may be giving out blankets or shovels or rakes or gloves or bottled water, I mean, whatever those folks happen to need, when they're touring those communities giving out the meals, they're also assessing what those folks may need. You don't have power, you may need blankets, you may need sweatshirts. So in addition to doing the feeding, they're giving out the bulk distribution items as well. And they also give out information. If people don't have power, they may be able to say, you know, there's a fixed feeding site 6 blocks over. If they don't have power, they don't know that. Or did you know that there's a FEMA site, you know, 10 blocks that way? So they give out information, but probably the most important thing they give out is assurance and let folks know, we're here for you. Right. We got you. The people of this country care about you, and we're here to help.
And you know, it's not just people, it's families.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking parents, we're talking children
Right.
who have lost everything.
Right.
They have
Sure
absolutely nothing at all.
In eastern North Carolina, we know what that feels like. We've
do.
seen water to the rooftops. We've seen tornadoes drop out of the midnight sky and turn communities upside down and change those communities forever. We know what it's like to be in those shoes. And I would just ask the people of Wayne County to think back, you know, when we needed help, the people from this country came in through the American Red Cross and said, all right, we're here for you. And now it's our opportunity to give back and say, all right, we see you. You know, we want to be there and help you the same way.
At the same time, business goes on.
Yes, it does.
You have things to do here in Wayne County.
Yes, we do.
You have house fires. You have people needing help. You have blood donations.
Right.
Blood donations now. You collect blood.
We do.
And there's always a need for blood.
Always. And I would also ask folks to be mindful of the fact that not only with the disaster there, they had a lot of blood drives that were scheduled up in the Northeast that they were not able to collect the blood. Right. So while there's not a blood shortage per se, the blood supply is compromised a little bit because blood needs don't stop just because blood drives are canceled. So I'll encourage folks to be extra vigilant, especially as we go into this time of year, because blood supplies get soft this time of year, as you know very well, because people get busy doing other things. So, yeah, please find a blood drive and roll up your sleeve and go give the gift of life.
And not only that, blood has a shelf life. It doesn't last forever.
That's exactly right. 42 days, I believe, is the shelf life for blood. So I don't think we'll be having an abundance at this point. But, yeah, we do need folks to continue to roll up their sleeves and give the gift of life.
So all of this operation here, you cover Lenoir County, you cover Wilson County, you cover all of Wayne County.
Lenoir, Greene, and Wayne.
Lenoir, Greene, and Wayne County. It's expensive. How much does the government give to the Red Cross to keep this operation going?
Well, Wayne, unfortunately, we don't get any government funding.
What?
Everything that we do is done through the communities that we serve, and we live in a very supportive community in Wayne County and Lenoir County and Greene County, as you know. But it does take dollars to do what we do. No doubt about it.
It does that. Now, I know this is not a typical day, but since I've been here, 3 people have walked in the front door here and made donations to the Red Cross.
To support the Hurricane Sandy effort, and we're on the ground there. And we do recognize, Wayne, that everybody can't go up there and help and do the feeding and do all that stuff. But you can send your dollars up there, and we can put feet and hearts and souls with those dollars to put them to work for you.
If you cannot give blood, if there's for some reason, a medical reason perhaps, you cannot give blood, if there's some reason you cannot help monetarily, there's always a way to help the Red Cross. You can volunteer your time. Do you need volunteers?
Oh, absolutely. We're forever needing people that may want to go on fire calls. You know, not everybody likes to jump out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and go help somebody. So anybody that's interested in doing that, we could certainly use your help. Anybody that's interested in making calls for blood drives, folks always need reminder calls. Good gracious, I'm in this building and I have to be reminded 3 times when I'm supposed to go back there and donate blood. So someone wants to call and remind folks. Anybody that wants to do some casework, follow-up casework on single-family fires or Armed Forces Emergency Services, we can always use folks down here to help. Absolutely.
You always need help. Perhaps nothing more than answering the phone or making phone calls.
That's great.
Putting files away. Just an hour a week, an hour a day, an hour a week.
Whatever works, we can find some work for you.
All right, now we're at 600 North George Street. Chuck, what's that phone number?
919-735-7201.
735-7201. Red Cross needs your help. The Red Cross is helping people and saving lives. And I have seen it myself, Chuck. Yeah. I have seen it at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. People from this office helping people who's been burned out of their homes.
Right.
I've seen it.
Yeah, we've done it.
This is an amazing organization. We're so fortunate to have Chuck Waller as the executive director of our Wayne County Red Cross here.
Wayne, let me push it back. We're very fortunate to live in this community where people rise to the occasion when we need them. And you've seen it as many times as I have, and we can't do it without the people in this community.
735-7201, 600 North George Street, the Wayne County Red Cross. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Thank you.
All right.
Good.
We're back on WGTV today, Wayne Goldsboro Television.
That's right.
That's right. Hey, guess who's having a birthday today?
Who?
Bo knows.
Excuse me?
Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, athlete extraordinaire several years ago.
What does he do?
He's 50 today. He was baseball and football.
There you go.
And a little bit of everything else. And I'm talking pro baseball.
Well-rounded athlete.
Very well-rounded. Pro baseball, pro football.
Oh my goodness.
Of course, now
that's
you
talent.
know, the other Jackson, not
Which one, Michael?
Michael. No, Michael Jordan tried baseball and didn't do too
Yes, he
well
did.
with it, but he tried, you know, and you gotta hand it to him for that. But he didn't do so well with that. But Bo Jackson was an all-round athlete, just an amazing athlete. He's
Yes.
50 today, and still
A
in
young
great shape.
50.
Yeah, Mandy Patinkin,
Don't know her.
him.
Sorry, Mandy.
Yeah, I know. It's Mandy. Mandy Patinkin has one of the most beautiful voices, singing voices
Oh, really?
you could ever imagine.
Is he a tenor, bass?
Oh, he's a tenor.
Tenor.
Oh, very
Mandy's a
high.
tenor.
Mandy is a tenor. He has a beautiful singing voice. You know who Mandy Patinkin is?
I do not. Who is he?
He was on Chicago Hope. He's
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. He was
Okay.
on a couple of other things too. Criminal Minds. That's it.
Criminal
But he
Minds.
left Criminal Minds because of a dispute of some kind. But extremely talented actor. Kind of does his own thing. But has one of the most beautiful singing voices. If you ever heard it,
Interesting.
you would never forget his voice.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Also, singer June Pointer. Pointer Sisters. One of my favorite organizations. There, she's 58 today, believe it or not. And our very own local Clay Aiken.
Oh, yes.
Well, he's Johnston County, but we'll claim him.
Yeah.
Clay Aiken turns 34 today.
Young chap.
Oh, he's still a child.
He is.
34? Are you kidding? All
That's right. Well,
So
you know
else we
what?
got?
Let's see
What?
who's on tomorrow's show right quick,
Oh,
Wayne.
yeah. What's on tomorrow?
Oh, Monday show. We won't be on tomorrow.
Meant to say that.
That's
yeah.
right. Monday we'll have highlights from the Senior Center opening.
Oh, boy.
That's right. Animal control.
I'll be out at the Animal Adoption and Education Center. We'll find out about the pets of the week.
That's right. And then I talked with Betsy Roseman from Travel and Tourism, and you'll find out the details and what's happening here in our community.
Sounds like a lot of fun. So join us Monday morning at 7 o'clock here on WGTV. That's Wayne Goldsboro Television today.
That's right.
Until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best, and this is what's happening in your community.